I like to start the week with beef, putting things away that shouldn't be where they are right now. Every time you feel stuck, and it turns out fine every time. As far as I researched, those are the best ones. Especially if I have a lot of tasks, I have a lot of things to do. Let's confess, sometimes it's kind of hard to start the Monday. It's the first day of the week. It's like it has this weight over the day, like it's the first day of the week. It's the start. And even though I rest on Sundays, Sundays are non-negotiable for me. I always rest. I have nothing scheduled for Sundays. It's still like coming back. Sometimes it's kind of until you get your coffee, right? But of course, I did the same things I usually do on Mondays morning. I woke up early, I went for my run. If you're not new here, you know that I'm training for my first marathon this year. And if you are new here, nice to meet you. I am Luciana Couto. I don't like to tell you what to do or what to eat. I like to inspire you by sharing my life, my routine, my healthy routine with you, so you can decide for yourself what you should incorporate in your routine. I think I'm gonna be a little more energized after my coffee. And one of the first things to do on Monday is to get all the protein for the week so they can defrost. Let's see. I still have my yogurt bars. If you watched I think it was, no, one of the latest vlogs, I made yogurt bar, so delicious and healthy. I like to start the week with beef because as I run on Monday mornings, it's a good day to eat more calories. Tomorrow, I think chicken would be a good idea. I have white fish here. I can make shrimp one of the days, but I don't need to defrost shrimp in advance, so I can leave it. But on the day, I can eat more chicken. Yeah, let's get chicken drumsticks as well. And I was almost forgetting that last week I got beans to make. I think I'm gonna make beans tonight, so I have to soak them in water. Let's see, where are the beans? Oh, they're here. No, this is not beans. Yeah, got it. Yes, so I have to soak them in water before I cook tonight. So let's start the week by, how can I say, by organizing a little bit. Not organizing, but putting things away that shouldn't be where they are right now. Because I rest on Sundays, I don't do anything. So even the clothes that I wore last Saturday are still here because I didn't do anything on Sunday. So let's put everything away and then we can start the week like with a fresh start, with a clean slate, or a clean house, not so clean. Another important thing to do on a Monday morning is to take a look at my to-do list and see what can I start doing today, because this list is for the whole week, of course, but here's a secret. Usually on Mondays I do what is easier because, you know, it's the beginning of the week, we are still trying to keep the rhythm, so I start by the easiest thing, because every time you feel stuck, that's what you should do. See what is the easiest task that you can tackle and start by that. And or for the thing that brings you more joy, I would say, or the fun things. And for me, one of those things is making dry tomatoes, because first, because I wanted to make dry tomatoes, and second, these tomatoes are about to get bad, so probably I should use them as soon as possible. This is a process that takes hours, so let's start by this one. Have a recipe. I usually, when I use my dehydrator, I play by ear. I just choose a temperature that it looks like fine for me, and then I choose the time. I start with 4, sometimes 5 hours. I know that tomatoes, they take longer than other things, so yeah, I start with 5 hours, and then from time to time I check how it goes, and it turns out fine every time. Sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves to follow recipes or to do right at the first attempt, for example. I don't do that. Try to explore. Of course, if you follow a recipe, the chances are better to get to the result, but sometimes we miss the opportunity to make something that it's better for us. Maybe our taste is different from the person who shared the recipe with us, and this way I just think we learn more when we try and try and try. And to be honest, there is no risk here. I'm just gonna check from time to time if it's dried. I mean, I'm not gonna burn the tomatoes, right? Let's see how many hours it will take. Time to eat my lunch, and if you're not new here, you know that on Mondays I eat my pizza, my homemade pizza, because every Sunday we bake our own pizza here. I make the dough from scratch, and it's healthy. It's a healthy option. Actually, if you wanna eat whatever you want but be mindful of your health, a good start is preparing your own food. By cooking at home, you're already taking a huge step, because you're going to limit your processed food intake. You are going to be able to choose the ingredients. For example, for my homemade pizza, I always use whole wheat flour, because as I always say here, whole wheat flour is better than white. It has more fibers, more vitamins, it satiates us more, and I love my pizza. Another thing that I have to do today is to make our protein bars for the week. I make my own protein bars. I always show here that I also buy the Kirkland ones. If you have to buy, as far as I researched, those are the best ones, macro distribution wise. But anyways, I prefer to make them by myself because they are so simple to make. You only need 2 cups of peanut butter, 2 cups of whey protein, half cup of honey or syrup. Then I'm gonna let set in the fridge until it's harder, so I can cover it with chocolate, and that's it. That's why I make it almost every week, because I eat every day, so I have to be preparing all the time, but no hustle at all. And one of the tasks that I've been procrastinating lately is editing my novel. If you watched one of the latest vlogs, I think it was the second last vlog, I don't remember, it's not the last one. Like 2 vlogs ago, I went to a coffee shop to edit. I usually do that, but I was not feeling. I love editing. It's my favorite part of writing a book, but especially if I have a lot of tasks, I have a lot of things to do. Because I love making vlogs and doing things in the kitchen, I always procrastinate and I never start. But once I start, I can do it forever. So I came up with a rule for myself. I have to sit for 15 minutes and edit for 15 minutes, like a sprint, only a sprint for 15 minutes. So I set the timer. I don't know if you've ever seen these cubes, these timer cubes that I got from Amazon. It comes with 2. So I have 4 different times here. 1, 3, 5, 10, and on this one I have 15, 20, 30, and 6. So anytime I need, let's say 15 minutes, I just have to turn with the 15 on the upside and it's gonna count 15 minutes. I know it sounds silly, but just because it's like a step less or maybe 2 steps less than getting a timer on the iPhone, it makes the process easier. So it actually works. When I wrote the first draft of the novel that I'm editing right now, last November, I wrote the whole draft in 24 days. I used to have sprints of 15 minutes or maybe 20 minutes, and it was the first time using those cubes and it worked perfectly. Fridge again. It's so simple. I'm gonna start to prepare the beans that I left soaking this morning. And because I'm Brazilian, if you're new here, I'm a Brazilian and I live here actually I'm a Brazilian Canadian. I'm a Canadian as well. I live here in Toronto for 9 years, but I was born in Brazil. If you go to any home there, for sure, they are going to offer you rice and beans, because that's the base of our diet there. We always eat rice and beans with everything, actually. Let's say we have chicken for dinner, we have chicken, we have salad and rice and beans. If we have beef and rice and beans. We have everything with rice and beans. And here's the tip: if you are contemplating going vegan or vegetarian, the hardest part of being vegan or vegetarian is that usually, I don't want to go too much deeper, but proteins are made of amino acids. So when we get protein, we have to get all the essential amino acids. Usually when you eat a animal sourced protein, you are going to get all the amino acids you need in that protein. But that doesn't happen with a vegan protein. So you have to combine the food, so you get a few amino acids from here, another from there, and then you get all the amino acids that you need in your diet. And when you eat rice with beans, you get all of them. It's what we call a complete protein. So that's a tip, because if you are thinking about becoming a vegan, you are going to have to learn how to make those combinations. And this one for me, it's the easiest because I'm a Brazilian. So I don't know, or if you wanna do a day without meat or a vegan day, rice and beans could be your go-to for that. Want early ad-free access to my vlogs, plus educational videos on health and wellness, recipes, yoga classes, and more? Subscribe to my newsletter at lucianacouto.com.
Tava vivendo, caminhando na vida, sempre chorando por uma nova ferida. Mas como até que de um mato nasce uma flor, muitas vezes é da dor que vem o amor. Pensava que era um engano. Olho seus olhos de luz e vejo um anjo. Esqueci dos tropeços, esqueci das caídas, em noites perdidas. Vou encontrar um relar.
The 5-hour timer just ended, but it's not quite dried yet. I think it's gonna take at least 2 hours more, probably 3. Yeah, so...
Que pensava que era um engano. Olho seus olhos de luz e vejo um anjo. Esqueci dos tropeços, esqueci das caídas, em noites perdidas. Vou encontrar o meu lar. Foi do seu sorriso que encontrei a paz. Alguém que preciso pra não olhar mais pra trás. Foi do seu sorriso que encontrei a paz. Alguém que preciso pra não olhar mais pra trás.
And of course, homemade healthy meals start with good ingredients. And of course, knowing how to buy them. So in this video, I bring you with me to Costco and we buy everything together and I share all my tricks and tips so you can make the best choice for your family. See you there!